Hello guys, we got round 2. You ready to go?
We're ready to go.
Now, we were having a look down the list of players, and we happened to catch a match. Both of us caught our eye. We're like, we have to have this one. It is the Six Nations derby: Wales versus Scotland, Cactuars versus the YYT, Duff versus Mason.
Yeah, funny thing is, Duff was like, "Oh, I owe Mason a win." I'm like, "You don't owe him nothing. Let's have a good game. Let's have some fun.
Have a fun game." So, Duff is piloting the Lightning Water Scions, a deck that we should all be familiar with at this point. It's been around the block. And Mason is on Fire Water Twins.
The irony being that they almost had a mirror match because yesterday Duff was testing Fire Water Twins. So, yeah.
And that's it. Twins have been a very popular pick in recent times as a counter to the meta. The Palom and Porum especially being very impactful at turning off things. Rudders is obviously the first one that comes to mind, but there are many other choices that you could have to switch off.
Exactly that. Now, while we're waiting, there's a little announcement going on outside. We'll catch up a bit with chat. Mrs. Reese, yes, Banff was right. 7 rounds, we're 118 players today. And we will hopefully get the results up around dinner time for sort of the halfway mark. And then hopefully end of day to see who's top cut. If not, though, we will probably read out top cut.
Yeah, we will do our best to bring you the results as and when we can. Yeah. Now, in this game, we will try and do our best to be as impartial as possible and not let the Welsh patriotism flow through us. The power of Wales, boys.
Cymru and Beth.
Cymru and Beth. Anyway, we have a game of Final Fantasy to commentate. Mason is on the play, and he's joining Yuzuki. Yuzuki is a very good card this set.
Yeah, exactly. And just before we go any further while he's making a decision, the rams we put on the table?
They've gone. Someone
already.
Stole our rams.
Yeah.
Give us our rams back.
The traditional exchanging of rams will no longer happen, guys. We're sorry. But we still get to bring you Saz.
As a forward, he's realised what you're doing. Saz is nice and simple. It searches a backup. Being in fire, Ami is obviously your primary candidate, but other options are available.
Not to call out mistakes or nothing there, guys, but it searches a summon.
It does search a summon.
You said backup, by the way. It's fun.
It's early in the morning. I haven't had my coffee yet.
I know. None of us have slept. We were all too excited, running through what we were going to say. And
speak of the Ami, and he shall appear. Now, it looks like Duff does have a couple backups in his hand. I think it's either a Chadley or a Reeve. It's one with a Shinra background. It's a Reeve. Look at the top 3. Mason don't get to see this one.
This is a great card for Lightning to get. Just no absolute knowledge at all going to your opponent.
I can see in his hands he's got a Sarah and a Lena, and he's taken the other Sarah. So this is probably just along the lines of easy discard fodder. I've already got the Sarah. Doesn't need the Louis Soir because he's already got the backups on the go. There's the Sarah in question. Probably going to grab a Lena because it's a nice and easy curve.
Yeah, we don't have the deck list yet, guys. Hopefully they'll bring them into us. But if not, we can go without them. But You're right, there's the Lena.
Yep, and that's a nice, easy turn to play for Duff.
And you've got to think this is really good as well because the amount of experts he could be potentially facing means a lot of extra draw.
So yesterday I was observing a 4-colour matchup and both of them had Lena, and it was really interesting seeing about 10 EX bursts being hit, yet not a single one of them was taken because people were too scared of giving that Lena draw.
Yeah, exactly. And then Duff there just flashing his hand, he has 2 Lena in hand, so he could get the free Graha tier here and start going wide with his Scions.
I do like free Grahas.
We like anything free.
We do. So I think Mason he's got a Porum, and I believe he's got a Tyvus. So I imagine a Tyvus is going to be the play here. Yep, there it is.
Again, this was a card that we were saying to watch out for, because this thing is nuts. Search a warrior, and once per turn, play a warrior. Granted, it is only in your turn, but
that's fine.
So only so much you can do with a hero.
So it's probably not going to be a ward. It's Mog, we called it earlier. Mog 6 is now the new premier method of stopping your opponent searching. It comes in for free, it draws a card, and then for the cost of sacking it, your opponent cannot search for the turn. Very good against slower decks that want to build up their backups, build up their hand presence.
Yeah, and we know that, obviously, as we said, Duff does have that Graha tier in the bin. Mog, imagine bringing that back and then stopping with it, searching with the Mog is brutal.
That's an interesting point, actually. Mog does specify search and search only, but it doesn't say search from anywhere. It just says search from any point. So it stops Graha searching and playing because search is in the keyword.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we have a hooded man coming down. I assume there was a cane in there that he did remove. I believe there's one on the side, and he's ammying it.
I think it was the other hooded man that was actually in the bin.
Yep, so that's perfectly fine. And the ammy's coming down to say no. I don't mind that from Mason. That is because he knows the Lena's in hand, so he knows those two backups are going to activate. Duff's going to draw, and then Duff's just going to play the Lena for free. And it cost him 2 cards in hand, but it's one of those. If you don't take it, you're probably going to regret it later. What he doesn't know is there is an Alizé sitting in Duff's hand.
Yeah, exactly. So we still got the option of going wide here. The thing is, though, is that Mog doesn't need to have like a tap effect or anything. Just keep sending it in, sacrifice it when you need to, you know?
In the meantime, he's bitten the Astrologian for the Lena so he can ramp up the backups as he wanted to.
So if you're Mason in this position, you surely are probably going to start now playing your backups. You're a little bit ahead. You've got a search there. Another
Alizé Odin.
I don't hate the Odin here.
He's already got an Alizé, so he doesn't really need another one. Odin's not the worst. He's going for the Odin.
It is a bit sucky to put it at the bottom of the deck, but it is what it is. But
he'll search it later, and there's a free Yazuki.
Anything free is just seems criminal at this point.
Did clock that Mason has a Lena of his own, and he's got a Leviathan also in hand, so he's probably waiting to play that backup. In the meantime, Duff did draw the Choo Choo Train.
Choo Choo. Which
is very good at cancelling out that Yazuki, or you can just break it with the Odin.
Yeah, I don't hate this at all.
Break it.
I am shocked though that Mason didn't just. I know it would get rid of his hand, but just dumping that Lena would probably be good here. It would have, especially it would have stopped potentially that Reeve X burst.
I think we're slowly getting to the point where Duff does need to play a forward because he's 2 damage down already. He did get 1 EX burst, but if he doesn't manage this board. That damage can start to add up quickly, especially when Tyvis is playing bodies left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I think Mason is repping the Amat again here. That is probably kind of the mind play that he got on the stack.
We've seen 2 already. He had 1 in his starting hand and he searched 1. So I don't know if Duff's been keeping track, but if he has, he should know that Ami threat is a lot less of a thing.
Yeah, I would like to think he's got it under wraps, but just in case, I'd be checking the bin. But
the one problem is if he goes for the Alizé play, he can't Odin, at least not straight away, because Graha will need the CP to play something. He could go just Alizé, Graha, tap for 3, play the Ishtola, which we're assuming is in there.
Yeah, the Ishtola would be nice. It does give a bit of extra board presence as well. You can threaten the S effect as well, which is quite nice. But obviously, while the Yuzuki's on the field, you've got to get rid of that first.
Mm-hmm. Exactly that.
But the Mog is going to stop the search, and that will be crippling. So, looks like Duff's made his decision.
Is he going for the Alizé, or does he just take out the Yazuki?
Yeah.
This is one of those key decision plays that could alter the course of the game.
Yeah. In the meantime, guys... Oh, he's going to blank the Mog. So
okay.
That's one way to
blank
do it.
Blank the Mog?
Yeah, so you can't stop the search. So maybe he's thinking going with the Alizé here.
Well, if he's blanking the Mog, I would respond with the Mog.
Yeah, because you gotta think.
Or is that bait? Is that bait?
I suppose the thing is now that Duff has the options here. If you blank it out, and you sacrifice it, you just don't play the Alizé.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting conundrum. I'm assuming that blank has resolved, although he hasn't drawn. Has he drawn off the Kukulane yet? I'm not too sure.
No, I think it's. I think it was on the stack. I think Mason was potentially trying to do something. So
yep, he's thinking about he's doing it. Yep.
Okay,
has he taken the bait?
I think now you just Odin, right?
It's a bit more difficult to Odin because whereas before you could just tap 3 backups in Odin, now you're losing a card in hand.
Yeah, one of them's an Urianger though, right?
That is an Urianger, good spot.
I think it's fine. You can lose that if you get rid of the Yuzuki.
He's passing. Ooh, Edgar Lena. Edgar Lena gets Mason's backup package going nicely. I think.
Blanky blanks.
Stop giving him free draws, Mason.
Now you're probably wishing that you play that.
Now there you go. That free card gave him the Odin he needed to be able to deal with that. And he's tossing Alphino, which means he's got the Alizé play following up. Is Mason taking his turn to go Edgar Lenner? He is. So, while that's good, the Mason got those backups. Tyvus is now a sitting duck.
Oof, and he's just pulled an Irvine here. I think I like this play if he can get it out.
I think it's going to be Alisei into either Alphino or Graha into a Stola.
I think that's a good way because it clears out Mason's board. Yeah, and you could possibly get in for the point of damage as well here.
Do you leave that Tyvus around and Mason could potentially draw something else?
You got to get rid of it now, I think, because he's tapped out. He can't play a warrior this turn. I think now is the time to strike.
Mm-hmm. Now he's going to ditch the Irvine. Imagine this will be the Alisei. Alisei target the Graha. He's going for the Graha. Yeah. Okay, pay the 3. Are we ditching the Odin? We are. So he's kept the Urianger, I believe, in hand. Get me an Ishtola. Pronto.
Yeah, Mason knows what's coming.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh,
whoa.
Whoa, now,
Mason. Easy with the Dark Lord powers.
Keep it in your deck. Not there.
Hey.
Not on the table.
So, after that, a brief slip of the wrist. At a Echidna. Ooh, that's not what you want to see as damage.
Nah,
especially if there's a letter right next to it. Oh, no. So, I did see that he drew a Leftier. Leftier is a very good card at the minute.
Can it deal with anything? I suppose to get rid of the Ishtola.
So, Mason has a ward in hand, but he can't play the ward because Lena is water, and ward requires all fire. So he would have liked that Tyvus to have stuck around. He does. He's got Lena in hand, but I don't think he does. It's just every piece is one off.
So, Duff pulling an Odin. It looks like water, lightning.
Yep, the dual colour one from back in the day. When it has haste, when it enters or attacks, draw a card.
I mean, let's get it up on stream. Why not?
Brynhilda, kill that Alisei, draw a card.
Well, you again. Did Duff draw there?
Duff did. I'm going to double check if
I don't. We'll send Kitty out. I don't think he drew off the. I'm not sure if it's a May though, which could be sneaky.
Pull the text up quickly.
You might give him a stop, but when it triggers, draw a card. No, and he's shuffled. So yeah, lucky caught that. Looks like the Brynhilda EX burst. No draw from the Lena, which he should. So. Oh, close game again here. Loving how Final Fantasy does this. Good old seesaw turns. But it's unfortunate. Duff losing that draw. Should have got it before the search.
He didn't, but we're too far in, so we're just going to go as normal.
Yeah, got to be careful of these things. Leonard, being a new card is easy, especially when it's in the back line, to forget. But, as it says, if you trigger any extras...
He's calling it out.
Yeah, you get the draw. But... Now that we've got that sorted, I'll update the score.
And since it is a you must, it is our legal obligation to make them aware of this.
That's it. So we will try again to try and catch things like this, guys. Again, if you spot it in the chat as well, please let us know. I know there's a bit of a delay, so that might be a bit difficult. But now Duff checking. He probably wants to check to see, probably potentially for Amat and the twins and things. So just keeping an eye on the numbers.
Yeah, we've got to track those twins. They can prove problematic. I don't think they're not great in this board state. In the meantime, could you pull up Urianger for me? Because I've forgotten what that card does. I know it's dual, and I know it does some shenanigans.
The top of my head, if you have a card removed, you from the game, you get to draw a card, I believe.
Search for a Cat 14-4.
Oh, no, so it's a different one.
So, left here comes in, and it is damage 3, so I believe it will shoot something.
Shoot, and for the extra bit of damage as well.
And it means all fire summons or characters deal 2k extra. So that left here actually does 8k, hence that Ishtola has now disappeared off the board.
Yeah.
And he's paying 4 for... Okay.
Amat,
you think? Yeah, 100%. I don't mind the Brynhilda, actually.
An old school classic here. Brynhilda on Urianger could be nice. It's a free draw.
I don't mind the Brynhilda, but I think you still take the Ami because Water Lightning is all about auto effects. There are so many good auto effects in this deck. And you've got the CP up.
Actually, I don't hate this at all because surely the additional damage from Leftier goes on the ability of Terror?
Yeah, so it'll be 2 stacks of 2. So that's a 9k Brynhilda.
Yeah, so Grahat here is in trouble because I don't think it's 10k.
So what Mason needs to do now is, on the potential threat of another Ishtola, which he's just drawn, shoot.
Well, yeah, you're on the clock. You gotta do it. Otherwise, we're potentially looking. If Duff can get out 2 forwards here, maybe lethal this turn.
It's dangerous because the Ishtola comes in and will do -12. I can't remember if it's 3 or 4.
I think it's 4.
I think it's 4 as well, but we'll double check just to make sure. There it is. It is 4. So even if playing the Lightning on the left here, even if Duff loses a forward, that Ishtola will still kill the Terror or the left here.
Yeah, I think if he can get the Ishtola out here, we could be looking at game.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so we're going to do it that way.
Yeah, because you want the extra bodies.
Yeah.
Ishtola, even if it's destroyed, can give the Alisei haste.
Exactly. Now, obviously Mason looking at lethal here. He's going to have to act with that Brynhilda.
And where this Brynhilda goes will make all the difference. I think
you just shoot the Graha.
It's a hard one. It's a real hard one.
He does have the ward to pay for it.
I don't know if shooting the lightning's the smart thing because you could potentially just play it back again. We're going to shoot for 9. What's he going to go for? He's going to go for the light. Do you know what? I don't know if lightning's the correct decision. I need to properly read it to make sure.
Is he trying to be greedy here?
Oh, so what he can do is he can 5k the Brynhilda on the Alisei and then do the 4k pings on the Urianger. Or he's just killing both. And then, there's an Irvine. Okay.
And I think we're looking at game.
Okay, right. We see how this is.
Irvine has put in a lot of work in our local street, games and streams. This card turned out to be sneakily good.
Just one little thing to remember with Irvine. Don't remove the summons on the first one. Yeah. You will not get haste. You need to remove characters.
And as we know, there are a lot of characters in that break zone.
More than enough. And there's an egg.
5. No EX burst.
There's the Sarah and G. And the awkward. They're buddies again.
Oh, so YYT taking the first stream game against the Cactuars. Not happy about it. But, well done.
I feel like I've just watched an 80th minute conversion.
Yeah, but that was well played by Duff. No arguments there. Looked, again, the thing about Final Fantasy I'm loving at the moment is that back and forth nature. At first it looked like it was all Mason ahead with the Tybus. And now Duff coming back with the Scions.
And I like this. And Water Lightning is a fun deck to play. It's very proactive. It's got a lot of lines of play. There's a lot of powerful auto effects. Hooded Man is one of my favourite cards. I really like that card. And he piloted it really well. Lena missed aside. But we won't mention that.
But we will. I mean, it feels like a flex now. He missed a free draw and still won.
And we're sealing a pack. Open it on stream. Open it.
Open it.
Opus 12. There are some big cards in 12.
There you go. Remora on the top.
I see a Sid Reigns. Not Sid Reigns. Sid Previa. And a Vivi.
Foil
Black Mage Mason himself.
Yeah. Still more to open, so we'll keep it going until we can do...
Furion and Mid. Okay. So we got Sid and Mid. And a foil Hien.
Ooh, that's pretty nice.
And a Legend Lightning. Okay, good packs, guys.
Well done.
Brilliant ending to that round.
So we'll do a quick be right back. Obviously, we'll get Duff over first. If we've got time, we'll maybe even try and get Mason on. Just so you're aware, guys, I won't say be right back. We're going to run, obviously, the sale slides that are on at the moment at Square Enix's EU merch store. Check out the sale. You get free packs when you get your when you put in an order.
There's loads of great sales on there. There's nothing to be missed. We'll also bring you a couple more highlights of the guild table if we see something interesting, and maybe a couple scores if we can. In the meantime, we'll catch you in a few secs.
Yeah, back soon, guys.
And we're back, guys, with the winner of that last round, Mr. Duff, who is making us look very underdressed with this absolute dapper of a suit. So, that was a very close game, very back and forth. So, why are lawn sausages better than your normal sausages?
They just are. It's not even a question. That's just a statement.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like saying white black pudding's better in Scotland as well. It just is, you know.
Oh, we got to go to Scotland, where the food is the best, and
Oh,
apparently
good
you're
fried.
very good players. It's currently Scotland 1, Wales 0.
Yeah,
What was your thoughts going into that game?
I have a slight advantage in that matchup. The twins are, proactive. I can be reactive, or just how Scions are built. And Irvin is such a good addition of just breaking the break zone, doing all that. We both had rocky starts, I think. I definitely, I'm not going to get called out on that one, but it's like I overpaid at the start, like Reeve into Visada, played the Visada kind of thing. But my thinking was I had the hooded man in the break zone already. If I just get a hooded man, that Leonard's going to look beautiful, just going dun, dun, dun. And Mason came out with Tavas. It's like, well, thanks for that.
Because we thought the start was pretty clean from you. You had the double backup into the third backup turn to...
Yeah, I get that. So the only reason I did that was because the hooded man was already in break zone. I was like, this is just nuts of going, no, Leonard's no, straight on curve, beautiful. I'm just gas.
But the thing is, not only did Mason play the Tyrus, he also played a Saz, and he searched the Ami, so you knew the Ami was there, so why did you play into it?
It was to burn it out. I'd rather him use it on a hooded man that, yes, getting the value, but my Alice is much more powerful. My your Stoa is much more powerful, kind of things and all that, or Grahatea. They will just delete his board. Yes, hooded man's for cheeky potty damage, a draw, curve, that kind of thing. I think also in my hand at that point I had enough to build up next turn. Like I could take a point of damage. If I hit a lucky like Odin EX, it backfires so much on him as well. So it was just
So I think the turning point in the game for you was like when you sort of Kugalaned the Mog, because you had the option there. You had the Odin, you had the Alistair, you had 2 routes to go. I'm guessing you kind of were keeping an eye on his break zone as well. You knew 2 might have gone.
Yes.
So were you sitting pretty then, or do you still think he still had something in his back pocket?
I thought he had something in his back pocket, and I hated paying the 1 CP choo-choo just for the Mog.
It messed your curve up.
Massively, because I had the Urianger in hand, and it's like, oh great, I can go searching. No, I can't. I had the Grahatea in the break zone, that's all I had as well, and I'm like, I can't do that either, so this is just, it's basically a mini-Ami. It's just stopping my things. So I was like, I have to now throw off a curve, pray to the EX gods, and I got a choo-choo to then turn off his Tavas. I was like, that's massive. That just cuts your curve.
Would you believe if we told you he didn't have a target for it anyway?
I'm sorry.
It would have, but I think what was more important than the turning off was the free cards, and that free card kind of fixed your whole curve problems, because as soon as that Choo-Choo Lane happened, it was plain sailing from there.
Oh, absolutely. I think the deck, it doesn't have 100 of EXs. It's not like the Wall decks and all that, but each one is doing a lot of work, kind of thing. I'm actually got like the 6 CP Leviathan in there as well, just for my rug matches of like, if they hit that damage 1, I'm laughing to the bank. So, you're never going to have that value again. So, no, I'm not going to lie as well. I owe this deck entirely to Chris Folds, top lad. Last night, all my decks, I DQ'd them because of oversleeve issues and all that stuff. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And he's like, here's my pub deck. You take it. I'm like,
hey, that's what Winter Cup is for.
That's what I got. Went on there, and I was like, I'm just going to put in 6 CP Leviathans into this and see if anyone notices it. It worked.
We're all of the strong opinion that currently 6 CP Leviathan is the best summon in the game because of just how many lights and darks are running
best EX
rampant
in the game. Yep. I never want to pay for it, and I was like, absolutely have to.
Rogers, Chaos, Wall, potentially Lightning if Cat 13 resits.
All that. If they had to even replay their Tavaz, that would have been a dear date kind of thing. Or just getting out my break zone like a Nudie Unger. You're like, well, thank you very much. I'm going to town here.
Exactly. So just to wrap this up a little, how's the year been? How's it been?
Yeah, not bad. Did okay in Euros, kind of hit all that kind of stuff. YYTs we're trying to grow, got a few new shops, Vlad's Emporium and West End Games are really good. Get to hang out with your guys if it streams quite a lot as well. Always loving the commentary and the banter for that.
Thank you very much.
Life's doing not bad. And we'll see you on 2024 playing some cards.
It's going to be great. I see
Limit breaks. Oh my God.
Limit breaks. I can see you've got a note of Gill in your hand. Are you eyeing up anything from the shop?
There's a cloud in a dress play art, but I'm very keen on it.
Well, there you go. If you want a cloud in the dress, hook this guy up, easier man. We will be right back when we can with potentially either another interview or the start of round 3, depending on where we're at. We will see you guys in a bit.
Yeah, man. Bye.